Right. Lauren Roundkrantz, let's bring in our meteorologist now and the physics behind the tornadoes that come and spin up in these feeder bands. You know, they are fast moving, extraordinarily fast. When you see a feeder band, Lauren, you know, moving at 15, 20, 30 miles an hour and a specific cell within it moving at much higher speed, it's kind of indicative of you probably have a spin up tornado there.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you're seeing on the other side of your screen there is that correlation coefficient. So we actually track the atmosphere, you know, the radar's kind of seeing what might be lying up in the atmosphere. And when we get that little blue out of the red on the correlation coefficient, I mean, it is just a very, very classic tornado on the ground kind of situation. I saw that yesterday right around the 4:45 time frame, and I mean, my goodness, my jaw just dropped because we just don't see that a lot of times here in Jackson. Just like you said, I mean, physics, speed and velocity, and as those cells were speeding up throughout the day, we had the land friction, Lou, and we just had those, you know, unfortunately very, you know, storms that popped up without little warning.
It's amazing to me how savvy, I was on social media watching as Tim and Michaela last night. We're tracking that correlation coefficient, and I'm shocked, you know, just how meteorologically savvy a lot of our viewers are. They were noticing that debris ball. They were noticing coming up Powers, coming up Phillips, the damage that potentially was being done, and they were taking cover thanks, you know, in part a lot to Tim and Michaela tracking last night. I wonder about this EF2. You know, we hear a lot about quote-unquote weaker spin-ups, weaker tornadoes, the EF0, EF1 variety. But man, what happened up in Camden County, near St. Mary's, where Renata is live, with an EF2, that seems like we're getting up there stronger. That's a pretty good spin-up.
Oh yeah, I mean, you need wind gusts of, you know, up to 135 miles per hour to be classified as an EF2, right? So 111 to 135, and so we had 128 is what that overnight storm survey from the National Weather Service had. And actually, Lou, they're going to be headed out there again today because there is a kind of a second area where they have more damage. So they'll be out in Duval and also in Camden. And so different, you know, types, what we learn in school, right, is different types of structural damage, tree damage can classify these wind speeds. So it's not like someone was standing out there with an anemometer. It really takes those meteorologists at the Weather Service to go out and kind of look at, okay, that's a certain type of structure that can cause this, you know, wind of this nature can cause that type of damage. So it'll be interesting to see what they find today for sure.
Absolutely, because you get the twisting of the trees a lot of times. In the case behind me, Lauren, I think a lot of this had to do certainly strong winds, but just the weeks of rain we've had already on top of this, saturating the ground and causing a lot of trees to fall. All right, let's talk about the future though, Lauren. What's going to happen next? What's happening today? And as we go through the week, let's get a look at our forecast. Thank you so much for that, Lauren.
Absolutely. Of course, Lou, always good to talk weather with you because you, of course, are also a very wonderful meteorologist. Nice to have you sitting on the desk with us every day.